French President Emmanuel Macron narrowly avoided being struck by what looked like a small sackful of cherry tomatoes. This as he made his way through a crowded market area near Paris. The incident took place when a massive crowd flocked to the market in Paris suburb on Wednesday, some pushing to get closer to the French president as he made his first public appearance since re-election. Videos of the incident showed fruit being hurled at the president. Now, the tomatoes missed the president and hit bystanders who were standing next to him. Macron's bodyguards jumped into action, shielding him and guided him towards a nearby stall. The president sheltered there for a few moments until things calmed down. Macron later continued with his walkabout as he interacted with the people who came to see him. Macron, who won a new 5-year term in a runoff vote on Sunday, has now vowed more social approach to his second 5-year term. While the incident was minor, it highlighted the challenges faced by the newly re-elected president, who is now looking at a sharply divided country. With support for the far right seeing an increase, this will be a cause for worry for the president, who is facing the parliamentarian elections in June. Well, this is not the first time that Macron got targeted by French people. Since 2016, Macron has been clobbered 5 times during public visits across France. One of the recent incidents, if we put aside yesterday's attack, will be the slap incident that took place last year, where Macron was attacked by a man during a high school visit in Valence in the southeast of France. The incident triggered ripples across France, and the attacker was given a 4-month jail sentence for his crime. Now, for more updates on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Ross Cullen, live from Paris. Hello to you, Ross, and thanks for being with us on the broadcast. Now, this is not the first time that Macron has faced an incident like this. Take us through the details of the latest incident that has occurred at this marketplace in his first public appearance since re-election.
Yeah, he is continuing with his engagements, trying to increase the number of encounters that he has with the public, trying to travel to more and more places across the country. He said he wants to be closer to the people during this second 5-year term, and this is what happened on Wednesday. We did see this small bag of tomatoes being thrown, missed the president, but he is holding his final cabinet meeting today with the Prime Minister, expected to resign the Prime Minister, as is more or less customary after the end of a presidential mandate, to give the new president, or in this case the continuing president, the chance to appoint a new Prime Minister, to set up a new government, to try to refresh this government reshuffle with some of the new ministers. He said that he really wants to appoint a Prime Minister who is more or less focused on the environment. He really wants a special government reshuffle to be set up to assign a special responsibility to the new Prime Minister when it comes to green credentials, when it comes to potential deputy Prime Ministers focused on France's future energy mix, and also on the fight to battle the climate emergency, reduce pollution, protect biodiversity. And so he's tried to put a green flavour to this new government, which we expect to be announced soon. Today is his final cabinet meeting with the old government and the outgoing Prime Minister Jean Castex.
Right, and Ross, as you said, Macron is trying for a more social approach in this 5-year term, but this incident shows just how divided the country is at the moment.
Yeah, the country is divided when it comes to the parliamentary elections, which will be held in June. We do expect the opposition, particularly the National Rally, whose candidate defeated in the presidential runoff by Emmanuel Macron, Marine Le Pen, has said that as soon as that defeat was confirmed, her attention turns to the elections for France's MPs, which will be taking place in the middle of June. She wants to try to win as many MPs as possible to block Emmanuel Macron's planned legislative agenda. We also know that there will be attacks when it comes to the trying to get as many MPs as possible from the left. We know that the Socialists, the Republicans on the centre-right, the Socialists on the centre-left, and also the far left, who came third in the presidential elections led by Jean-Luc Mélenchon. We know there will be challenges on all sides to Emmanuel Macron, because if you don't have a majority of MPs and you're the president, it means that it is very hard to try to get your proposals through Parliament. We have to go into something that's known as a cohabitation, where you have a president from one party and a prime minister with a majority of MPs from another party trying to work together to try to meet in the middle when it comes to their planned proposals, because the prime minister might end up having to accept some of the president's, but the president won't have it all his own way. If he doesn't continue with his own majority of MPs, he will have to compromise with the opposition if the opposition were to win a majority of MPs. So that's what the focus is now for those opposition parties, but also for President Emmanuel Macron, trying to ensure that he runs a good campaign. He wants to continue. He has a majority of MPs at the moment. He needs to be able to continue with that in order to be able to pass his measures.
Right, Ross, thank you very much for bringing us all the latest coming out of Paris.
We are now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.